Hey you guys, good morning. It's Coffee with Shanda. I am excited to be here this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to just challenge your brain today. I just finished spending 3 days with some of the smartest minds in business, in marketing, in just making a difference in the world. And there were just a few aha moments that I want to share with you. But what if, like, I just want to challenge your mind for a second. What if you actually are making decisions to slow your business down? Like, what if you're working really hard, but yet, because of the decisions that you're making, you're actually slowing your growth down, slowing your ability to have freedom down, slowing your ability down to be more important in the world in an area that means something to you, especially just having a meaningful life. And what I've realized is that, well, I've known this for a while, but my heart breaks for all of us who work really hard and don't get the results that we want. And so I want to just say hi to some of you guys as you're joining. I want to ask you this too. This is going to be just a really quick, important talk. And if you care about somebody right now who owns a business or is an entrepreneur, I'm going to ask you to either share this message, tag this message, invite somebody who you really care about to listen to this. Because at the end of the day, and do that now, because at the end of the day, we work so hard. And if we're making decisions that don't climb the ladder for us to freedom or, time with the people that we love, then honestly, what are we doing? Right? So I was at the Genius Network with Joe Polish the last few days, and he's a great guy. I've been part of the Genius Network for a couple of years now. And I think this last 3 days was the best 3 days he's done yet. And here's why. There was an overall theme of the 3 days, and it was about your moonshot. And your moonshot is it's like the thing that you could do in your life that would impact 1 billion people. And that twists a lot of people's mind the minute you say it, because you're like, shit, do I even have a purpose that could do that? I've been so focused on just making money, or making enough money to have a good life, or making enough money to buy a better car, or making enough money to tithe, or, take care of my kids' tuition, or just take care of my parents, right? I think so often we have such a small vision to what we're looking to create that we're actually still very eye-focused, singular focused versus, outward focused. So the point is this guy Naveen gets up, and he's brilliant. I mean, not only is he brilliant, I mean, his 21-year-old son's already leading some of the biggest events with the most influential people in the world at it. And I looked at Ash as a parent, and I said, there's a power to having smart parents who are billionaires because they think differently. And he said, yeah, I know. And I said, I want that for our son. And I said, we gotta really go for our moonshots, honey, because that moonshot that creates or impacts 1 billion people, it changes the way our son will look at us. It changes the access to information and exposure that we want so badly for our kids. We put our kids in these school systems, which I'm not even gonna get into this for a second, but our school systems are set up, our education is set up to have us live or solve a task, to do a task, not even solve, our school systems are set up to do a task, even as a doctor, to do a task that is no longer needed. I just finished talking with this guy at Genius that he showed me how to automate so much of my admin. And I was like, wow, I can have literally this thing. I can literally have I can have a technology called Monkey Learn. And this whole talk was actually about, there's a site that actually reporters from Forbes magazine and Inc. and all these great publications and media that they're reaching out on a daily basis 3 times a day to be able to find great stories to be able to write about. It's so funny because we spend these exorbitant amounts of money, $5,000, $10,000 to hire PR agencies, yet they're actually going obsolete, which is crazy. They're going obsolete right now. So literally there's this site that sends 3 emails out a day, and just follow me here for a second. And on this site, even if you hired an admin person to go through the 3 emails a day, there's like thousands of entries a day. So first of all, that's a customer service person that you're actually putting your future in to see if they can make a decision to choose a winner, right? A winner, right? I don't know about you, but I tend to have an ability to choose a winner, meaning that I know when a client's going to win. I know when a client could win and won't. I just, you know what I mean? Like you know how to choose winners. But yet when you outsource or you give something to somebody else, another human being, now you've got a level of interpretation that has to be interpreted by another human being. Not that the human being is bad, but they're a human being. And what's happening right now is, like with processes like this, I can sign up for this site. I can literally run it through an RSS feed, which we already have called Zapier. And we can actually run it through Monkey Learn. And Monkey Learn, I can teach Monkey Learn in about 20 minutes how to pick a winner as far as a reporter that actually would be their story, not even just about teaching entrepreneurs. I can actually go through with Monkey Learn and teach Monkey Learn, which is technology, how to actually pick a winner the way I would pick a winner, which means that at the end of the day, Monkey Learn can actually forward only the request that fits my needs. And it can send it to Slack for me so that I don't even have to be on email, right? Which that's a whole nother story. But my point is I actually have somebody on staff right now that I hired to do stuff like that. And through meeting Ari, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a much more efficient way of making sure that I actually get exactly the publication or the write-up that I want. So let me back up for a second. That's a story of the way the world is going and already is, right? Like, you know, Naheem is actually at a conference here. The guy who was talking about moonshots is actually at a conference here in San Diego right now around the future of medicine. It's not even the future, it's actually the now. And what I mean by that is he has actually a technology and a test that you can take for $300 or $400. I'm actually going to have him on Coffee with Shanda, that will actually track you to tell you what you should be eating, because at the end of the day, we're eating kale and spinach. And for a lot of us, that's actually not even good for us, right? And so another thing, like we get glucose tests and like cortisone tests, and we have these great trainers out there that are putting us on these crazy diets and things like that. And at the end of the day, unless you've got a device on you that's actually measuring your cortisol levels, which by the way make you fat, but are from stress, right? If you don't have this patch gathering data for 14 days on you, then you actually don't know how you're actually processing or what you should be eating to regulate your body. Here's another aha moment. You know, so many of my clients are pushing to just be comfortable and automate everything. Well, guess what? You're going to be able to automate a lot, but you still can't automate your brains and how you work, right? And so another woman who got up, I teach this to my clients all the time. I teach my clients partnership marketing. It's how I grew a real estate division. It's how I did over $100 million in sales in real estate. It's how I've been able to grow my company on a bootstrap budget, with being able to fund my education as I've learned how to be an entrepreneur. And that is you actually having influencers actually endorse you and mail for you and build an amazing email list that makes it really easy for you to grow with that email list and sell something, even if you don't know what you're going to sell. And I could give you 50 testimonials and just sit here and fill up Coffee with Shanda about all my clients from all different levels. The client who has been in business for 5 years and still only makes $140,000 a year after 5 years in business. That's a crime. and how in 1 year I was able to show that person how to get to 500,000. Actually, I think it was just over 600,000. And she's literally cracking $1 million right now on 2 years with me, right? Another client who was $350,000 in debt paid off in 2 years and has made $500,000 already this year. In fact, she's getting closer to $1 million. And that's 2 years in business, right? So here's the number one thing that Tony Robbins said, and he was actually at Genius, and he said the number one thing that causes somebody to be successful is hunger. And do you know how many times people stop and they say things like, it's too hard, you're not hungry enough, you're not going for your moonshot. So I share this with you because, shit, like it is hard to watch people work so hard and yet work themselves into a box of wanting to quit because it's hard, because their mental leadership isn't at a level to actually be able to stay hungry, and your belief isn't at a level that you actually think you have a moonshot. I mean, how many people have told you, I know this for myself, when I actually set out to grow my company, there was nobody really teaching education online. And I remember being in my leadership training, and I looked at Michael Strassner and I said, I'm going to create a coaching company that's taught virtually so people can do it anywhere in the world. And he was like, awesome, go do it. And now I have that company. And now I have a moonshot idea. It's not even an idea, I feel a mission, because at some point it becomes completely unselfish to make money, because you become such a huge giver to go to the next level. I mean, if you look at Bill Gates, you look at some of these amazing people, I mean, make money to give more. If you actually have a charity or a cause that you love, stop being someone that can only give $20. Be someone that can give $200,000. Be somebody who can give $2 million. Be somebody who can give $100 million. Like, I'm serious. Like, I know this sounds really big to some people, but what if you stop looking at just what you need to create and you actually looked at solving a huge problem for humanity? You know, something Naheem said is he's working on health right now. And he said, I'm going to crack health. And he goes, health is optional. If you want to be healthy, it's optional, right? And Peter Diamandis and a lot of these great people that are already billionaires, the funny thing is they have no competition. You know, I have a company right now that's so heartbroken that I'm opening up a leadership training because they have a leadership training. And I started with the conversation of there is no competition. Do you know what Naheem said? Naheem said, after I figure out health, which I'm getting there, he said, where health is optional, he goes, I'm going to go tackle education, because the educational system needs to be fixed, because we're living in a world that there are no middle-class jobs. Right? There's just no, and so there's nothing wrong with that, but realize that doctors are being replaced right now. Admin is being replaced right now. Accounting is being replaced right now. But yet people are in school going into massive debt right now, trying to be able to get that education to do that task, but that task is going away. It's actually gone for many companies already, right? And so, you know, and comment if you're hearing me, right? Like, let me know that you're hearing me right now, because if you're not sitting in some of these rooms, or you're not reading, you're not Googling, you're not even knowing the question to ask sometimes, that you realize that you got to get hungry, right? Because, so here's backtrack to what Naheem said about competition, and even about this other leadership company that's so hurt that I'm opening up a leadership company. And there's actually people out there that are actually scared to come work with me because they're afraid that they're going to betray the other leadership company. It's like, stop. Like, stop thinking like this. Like Naheem said, when I'm done health, I'm going to move over to education. I hope somebody in this room actually jumps into education before me, because if you solve education, I'll just go create more food on the planet. And I was sitting there and I was like, God, I wish broke people, middle-class people, and people that are making about $1 million to $2 million a year actually could all get that concept. That we are on this planet as human beings together. We're on this planet as human beings together. And we need to work together. We need to, you know, I created a whole community called Marketing Mastery about this concept. We need to work together. And if something's not working for you, get fucking hungry. Like, get hungry. There's a lot of things not working in my life. And I've been hungry to fix them. And the ones that weren't working last year are working this year. And now I have a whole nother slew of problems that got created because we solved those problems, right? And so get hungry. You know, people will say things. I had a client that said, Shanda, I don't want your life. You do 6 a.m. coffee with Shanda. What? I'm on purpose. I want to give to you guys. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this, right? I'm just giving. I'm helping. I'm on a mission to partner with you entrepreneurs out there and show you how to reach more people. You know, in fact, I'm going to do this one more time in my life. I'm going to mentor a program called Pace Club one more time in my life. And not because I want to take the program away. In fact, it'll still be great, but it'll be taught automation with coaches. It'll still be great, but I'm only going to mentor it one more time and it starts tomorrow. Right? And I'm only going to teach it one more time live because I'm actually pulling back higher to figure out how do I actually hit my moonshot? Because I want to alleviate poverty in entrepreneurs' homes. I don't want women to ever feel like they need to be in a relationship again because of a man. I don't want a man to ever feel like he can't marry a woman because he doesn't make enough money and he hasn't created his empire yet. I don't want causes to be out there and nonprofits to be trying to raise money or to need money because their job is to go out there and help. I don't want any of you guys to criticize companies anymore that are nonprofits and are using some of the nonprofits to actually pay for the people running the nonprofit. Like, fucking wake up. Like, somebody's got to do that job. Take care of them. Right? Like, I want to heal. I want to heal the conversation of money in people's minds so that you use it to serve your life and that you stop thinking that people like Joel Osteen that makes a ridiculous amount of money is bad because he didn't open up his church because it was flooding. Like, why don't we just stop fighting? Like, why don't we just stop fighting and realize that if you were hungry and focused on your moonshot, you'd stop worrying about what other people in your industry are doing like you, and you'd actually say, oh, they're solving that problem. Why don't I go up level my problem and solve this one so that we can actually have a better world to live in? What if you actually thought like that? What if you stopped copying your fucking coach's shit and regurgitating it and selling it? What if you went, that coach has it handled. Why don't I actually go create the next thing that complements that and creates a partnership? Now, this brings me to something super important. I met this woman, Stacy, and I'm actually flying back to Arizona to go speak at PartnerCon for Infusionsoft, which is an incredible company that so many people badmouth. But yet they're an incredible culture, incredible company, and they treat their people good, and it's incredible technology, right? But I meet this girl, Stacy, who I'm actually going to be having dinner happy hour with in the next 2 days. And she owns this app. She was the creator of this app and owns this app called Bible.com. It's the most downloaded app. And the way that she got it on the marketplace was through partnership. And this is how I built my real estate firm, and this is how I created Hardcore Business, and it's what I teach my Pace Club. And it's how do you partner with top influencers, right? How do you partner with top influencers so that there's something in it for them and there's something in it for you, and you guys can partner and actually blow up the traffic and blow up the reach so that you can really make a huge impact in the world. Like, what if you didn't worry about ever reaching out to like ridiculously powerful, smart people? What if my clients who have learned this strategy, what if you stopped interviewing each other and made a rule that you would never interview each other for just your next, interview series, right? Which I teach in Pace Club. What if you actually just went after your moonshot? People who were ridiculously successful, and you actually, instead of going there with the taking mentality, like they're going to come and interview you and promote you, what if you actually thought about, how can I make a difference for them? How can I set this up? Because guess what? It's free advertising for them. And I'll tell you, I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month advertising, right? Like, I send an email out to my database and get 9 people who actually raised their hand to talk to me. We had 4 out of 9 close, 4 times 12,000, right? I might get 30 or 50 applications a day to work with me, and that's true. We actually sometimes get 80 a day, and I haven't even turned up all my funnels yet to work with me, and that's cold traffic, right? People that don't know me on Facebook or Instagram. And out of those 50 or 80 applications, we might get 3 that close. But guess what? I've spent $150 to $200 an application. So just add that up, $160, $200 an application times 80 a day. But yet we sell 3 products for $12,000, right? And so I just want you to realize, so like when I was talking to Stacy, it was like, God, Stacy, I wish that my clients that I've taught this model to would stop asking me, how do I build more email lists? And they'd actually just master that model. And I wish for you guys who are out there who are struggling and you want to get a business up, and guess what? It takes buyers to get a business up. If you want to cash flow your life, get out of debt or not go in debt, then literally you could actually message me today. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to talk to you today, but Pace Club starts tomorrow. You can send me a private message. You could go to helpmeshanda.com/apply. And Facebook, it's actually in the description. But reach out to us and let me help you. If this doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. But my point is that when I looked at Bible.com and that she had American Airlines and she had, Toys R Us and she had like all these different companies, and she got the big hitters to partner with, and they all mailed and advertised for each other, and then the app has so much traffic that it becomes a massive success. My point in sharing this with you is sometimes your solution, almost always, is actually right in front of you. And we're hardwired to look for the easier way to complete our journey. And I actually want you to be obsessed with journey. Vern, who I just love, he owns EO. I was having dinner with him the other night, and he looked at me and goes, "Where did you come from?" He's like, "The way you think, where did you come from?" And I said, it's so funny because, and he said this too, he said, it's actually important for you to get obsessed with the easy path. It is important for you to get obsessed with the easy path because we're automating everything, right? We're automating every task that you're paying a human being to do right now. We're automating, and we're automating it in more efficiency. Now, here's the thing. The thing that you need to do to reach more people, the thing that you need to do to get out there in the world, like building an email list, like partnering with top influencers, please do your leadership to be able to get out and away from yourself, meaning get out of your own way, so that you can go after the biggest people possible and be able to be of value to them. People will partner with you if you're valuable to them. Quick story, when I was in real estate, nobody knew who I was. When I started Hardcore, nobody knew who I was. And I used this strategy to get top influencers to promote me, and I took care of them. And if you know me and you're watching me right now, you know that if you're in my client base or you are a close friend of mine, I take care of the people around me, and I go over and above to take care of the people around me, and I will always do that. Now, if you are a complainer in life, nobody's going to take care of you because you're ungrateful. Stop being ungrateful. Stop demanding or feeling entitled to somebody doing something for you. Actually look to add value, have a great attitude, and please, for God's sakes, work with top influencers. It's the quickest way to be able to get your news, your product, or your service out to the world in a very, very cost-effective way. So if you want me to teach you in Pace Club, we start tomorrow. You can go to helpmeshanda.com/apply. That's not why I'm doing Coffee with Shanda right now, but I feel compelled that if you or someone you know needs our help, this will be the last time I train this, and then we will automate it, because I'm going to start focusing on what's the next level that I can help my clients who have already studied this get to their next level. So I hope this was useful. Please share this, tag somebody that's an entrepreneur that you care about, and I'll see you on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda tomorrow morning. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.